Come on, Tia.
Just open your eyes and take my advice. Stop rolling the dice and just compromise. It's the chance of your
Mine.
Stand.
This is my bestie Polly. He's trying to kill us. He's trying to kill us.
Oh my God, he's right there.
Australia, week number 3. Hi guys, here's Ray. I am going to be an au pair. Hi guys, my name is Ray Conaway, and in 2 days I am leaving to become an au pair in Australia. So today I'm going to be talking about why I chose to be an au pair, what inspired me, my motivation. So I graduated high school in May of 2019, and my entire high school career, I was always getting asked, what do I want to do with my life? We were doing all these career searching things, having career fairs, going to college fairs, going to colleges. We had our counselors talking to us and asking us about what our plans are with college. But in my sophomore year of high school, I went abroad on an exchange program called CBYX, which is Congress Bundestag Youth Exchange, which is a government-funded exchange between America and Germany. And only 250 students here in the USA get it every year from different regions. So when I got back here, I was a junior in high school and I had no clue what I wanted to do with my life. I was thinking dentistry. Since I was little, every time I've gone to the dentist, my dentist was always telling me how perfect my teeth are, how beautiful they are, and that just really gets you inspired. So I did an internship with him senior year, him and his dental assistants and hygienist, and I really enjoyed it. And so I'm still thinking along the lines of dentistry or dental hygiene, but I don't know if that's an official plan or if that was just kind of, this is my only resort kind of feel. So I went to Germany again in, September 30th, 2019. I had a boyfriend of over 2.5 years. It was a long-distance relationship. He was German. His family invited me on a vacation to an island called Korsika. At least in German, that's what it's called. I'm not really sure how to say it in English because I only ever learned it in German. I think it's like Corsica or something. And we were there for a little over 2 weeks. And when we got back to Germany, I was like, okay, so I'm going to apply for a language course. I'm going to take the language course until I have a certificate and I'm able to start college here and study dentistry because my boyfriend is also studying dentistry. So we're looking for courses, all these classes, and I have to take like a test to show what level I am, what speech level I am. And so I got an A21 was my score, I believe. And I applied for the courses that are going to start next. But they're not until April. We knew that was going to be too far away. I applied for the one course that would start in April, the day before my meeting at the Auslandsbehörde, which is like they approve visas or give you a visa to international people who want to either move there, study there, etc. And my boyfriend is with me, and we get in there, and the lady just looks at my stuff. She's like, okay, where's your coursework? We're like, here it is. And she's like, this isn't happening. And we're just taken aback, and we're like, what do you mean? So I started crying, and she looks at me, and she goes, why are you crying? There's no reason to cry. And at that point, I'm just kind of like, this is it. I can't do this. And then she looks at my boyfriend and she goes, you shouldn't even be here. And at that point, we're like, this isn't happening. And so we leave, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I have I'm only allowed to be in Europe for 90 days, and I was already 50 or 60 some days in, and my best friend booked a ticket back in August, I think it was August, to visit me in Europe in December. And if I would have stayed in Germany, I would have had to fly back the day she would have flew to Germany. And it was her and her boyfriend. And I'm like, that can't happen. I can't let her just come here and figure out her own thing to do. So I had to fly back the next week after I was denied the visa. And so on December 26th, the day after Christmas, I flew back to Germany. I had a 22-hour layover and in Atlanta, and I slept on the ground in an airport with my 50-pound suitcase, my carry-on, my book bag. It was really rough. I was awake the vast majority. I think there was maybe only 2 or 3 hours that I actually slept, because I finally checked my bag in 22 hours later, get on the airplane, fly to Germany. I sleep 5 hours straight on this 7.5-hour flight. 5 hours. Because I was so exhausted. That was one of the best flights I've ever had, because once I was out. There was no waking me up. And when we got there, I was like, holy cow, that was quick. And it was amazing. So yeah, we go there. My best friend comes and visits me. It's an amazing time. We have an amazing time. January 16th rolls around when I have to fly back, because the 90 days, I think I was at like 88 days on January 16th, and I'm like, I'm gonna go early just to be on the safe side. Yeah, so I fly back, and I get my job back from where I worked at my steakhouse earlier that I quit when I went to Germany back in September. And yeah, so I'm working there right now. I'm in my work clothes. And yeah, so I get my job there, and every day I'm just kind of like, what do I want to do? What's my next step? I get accepted to my colleges, 3 different colleges over the course of through September to now. I got accepted to a college 2 weeks ago, I think. And that was the college that I'm most likely going to go to. But I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. I am going to be so far in debt that I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be able to live a happy life if I'm in debt. Knowing I'm in debt, I can't put my money towards me. I'm going to have to put it towards college. And so I text one of my friends, and she's actually an au pair in Spain right now. And I'm like, what's it like there? Are you happy? What is it challenging? Is it worth it? And then my German host sister for my exchange year, she also did an au pair year in New Zealand. And so I've gotten like some tips from her and everything from when I lived there with her. And so I text my friend in Spain, and I'm like, what's up? And she just says, you just really have to learn how to separate your social life from the life with the family you're living with. You need to find your own happiness, your own like way of doing things that like fits with the family. And so I apply I apply on the website that she recommended to me, which is where she found her family. And you can choose all these different countries to go and au pair for. And I chose some weird ones because I'm like, that'd be cool to go there. But my biggest ones were Italy, Australia, and New Zealand. And there was Greece and a couple other, Iceland, I don't know. I was just putting myself out there. And so I'm like, I don't necessarily want to do this, but I want to see what they're doing, what the families are looking for, what they have in return for you working for them, working and being a big sister. I was curious, to say the least. And so I make my profile, choose the pictures, and I start looking through families that it said I'd best match with. And you can like see who starred you, or who like picked you as a favorite, or who has like marked you as like interested. And you can send the family a message if you like. So I started one family and I never really reached out to them because I'm like, I don't know really how to do this or what I'd say. That starred family actually ended up messaging me and they're like, hey Ray, how are you? You look like you'd be a really good big sister for my girls, and a couple things like that. And so I ended up, one of the families I was talking to from Australia was like, I mean, like, our current au pair leaves in February, so if you want to come in February, which it was February already, it was the beginning of February, we'd host you, or we'd have you as our big sister for my girls. And I'm like, okay, so should I go ahead and apply for the visa? And she's like, yeah, go ahead. And I'm like, okay. So I applied for the visa. I got approved the next day, and it did cost $340, which was quite a few. It was kind of a big chunk of my bank account, but I saved really well, so it didn't affect me that bad in the long run. And the flight was also really expensive because it was kind of a 3-week ahead of time flight to Australia, but I already made that back up in the way I've been working and etc. So I'm leaving in 2 days to go to Australia because I don't know what I want to do with my life just yet. I don't know where I want to go to college. I don't know what I want to study. But I do know I want to travel the world, and with this opportunity, I can travel the world, I can make money, and I can be a part of a family, another family, because I already have 2 families. I have my family here, and then I have my German host family, and then I'll have a family in Australia. And that is the most exciting part for me, because I love to travel, but I love having that like support system. And so knowing that I can be there, I will have people that are going to be there for me and that are going to support me, but at the same time, I'm helping them out. That's one of my favorite parts of being able to do a program like this. Yeah. So, T-minus 2 days, and